Hizmet really makes an effort to reach out to other faiths, and it has looked for ways that other faiths can share their understanding and also that they can be receptive to the message that Islam can bring. In Turkey, we're also wanted to share and the social agenda. My name is Jim Scott, and I am an architect and urban planner, and I also teach public administration for a couple of universities here in Kansas City. I was invited on a couple of trips to take to Turkey in 2 different years and met lots and lots of people there, and subsequently lots and lots of people here at the Rainbow House. All the people I've met with the Hizmet movement have been pious and genuinely kind, and really wanted to share their outlook and to look at ways that we might share our outlook as well. And I thought that kind of continued with the Hizmet people I met in Turkey as well. Incredibly hospitable as well, but genuine in their exploration of their religious piety. I know of Mr. Gulen, he has really demonstrated his own religious conviction, but further wants to advance a social agenda that promotes change, kindness, tolerance, and real engagement between religious conviction and daily life. It seems like both here and in Turkey, the Gulen movement has made a real commitment to education and social change. And the education commitment is evident by schools in both countries, but in addition, a real social agenda, again, for tolerance and kindness and sharing of cultural and personal point of view as well. It seems like the educational commitment is the most profound, although there are other commitments that are evident more in Turkey than here, philanthropic commitments and a genuine social agenda that promotes a tolerant society, an inclusivist, tolerant society. That's a big question. How does the Hizmet movement represent Islam? For me, my contact with Islam began through the Hizmet movement. And so learning more about Islam was the consequence of learning more about the Hizmet movement. And then spending time in Turkey with Muslim communities and really seeing the brotherhood that is present in Islam was the remarkable adjustment in some ways from my point of view. And that brotherhood and that sense of community is a powerful feature of the faith and also a powerful feature of Hizmet. I think Hizmet has a real commitment to the point of view that learning and understanding come from study, and that study can promote greater commitment with society. And I think that's the principal foundation for Hizmet, and also an important distinguishing feature from other civil society movements. It's really devoted to a kind of a personal growth, and that personal growth is a part of the social agenda that promotes real change. Hizmet really makes an effort to reach out to other faiths, and it has looked for ways that other faiths can share their understanding and also that they can be receptive to the message that Islam can bring. And Hizmet has promoted a connection to the Jewish community and has promoted a strong connection with the Christian community. And that long-term commitment is going to be a part of a basis for respect, I'd suggest, for Hizmet in the U.S., certainly. I visited a number of Hizmet schools and seen the number of students who are incredibly devoted to their studies, incredibly devoted to learning, and have a real commitment to growth. And that is a conviction that is really present in the young people there and should be a part of the young population everywhere in the world. To try to bring that message everywhere in the world is a great commitment, and I hope can be a part of the future for all those countries. I visited a few Hizmet schools here in the U.S., but more in Turkey, actually, and they are remarkable institutions. That commitment to the institution there has been a part of what has really distinguished the movement and really a great hope for the future. On one trip, we made a stop at one of the large philanthropic organizations that drew its name from the voice from beneath the rubble in the earthquake in Turkey, and that represents a kind of ongoing commitment, not just there but around the world, and that is probably the strongest of the institutions for philanthropic support that we saw there. It was a large organization and continuing to grow at the time. And it is worldwide in its commitment, which is a surprise to me. I was unaware of that. I think that was, in fact, one of the organizations that offered support during one of the mining disasters here in the U.S. a few years ago. And it is also a truly noteworthy kind of commitment there. Well, it's difficult to know what the motives are for an organization with the sort of demonstrated religious convictions that Hizmet has. It's a matter of faith, it's a matter of commitment, and it's a matter of community. So it's hard to see if there is any sort of hidden agenda present. I can only offer that I've never seen any evidence of such a hidden agenda, and have seen truly committed individuals working toward change, making a real effort for kindness to be the principal medium for the organization. And I suggest that if there is an agenda, it is so well hidden that it's probably obscure to all. But I see no evidence of anything of that nature. The sort of people we met in Turkey were those who wanted to share their understanding, they shared their hospitality. They really were eager to demonstrate a commitment to others in the world. The movement people in Turkey were gracious and hospitable at every turn for the trips that I've been associated with. And they opened their homes to us. We spent many evenings talking with families and young people and saw really a hopeful commitment. A hopeful basis for the future. It's a complicated issue to try to address a movement and a social agenda in a country that is in the very, very difficult spot that Turkey finds itself in. As we often say, it's a very difficult neighborhood that Turkey lives in, and that difficult neighborhood has many, many complicated political environments and many, many complicated social issues present. So the kind of international focus that is necessary for Turkey probably causes a diminished attention to be paid to domestic issues. And those domestic issues will ultimately be a difficult feature of the society. Hizmet's commitment as a civil society organization addresses those really substantial domestic issues by its very nature, and as a result it may come into conflict with larger agendas. So I think managing that domestic commitment at a national scale is an important aspect of the organization that should be sustained, but perhaps it can grow in a healthy way and even be hopefully more integral with national policy. In Kansas City, it'd be nice to see Hizmet here continue to grow and to help really others understand the nature of a moderate Islam and an Islam that is close to the core of the religion's meaning. That is a tall order. That is a tough thing to do these days. But it's great to see the efforts for expansion. It's great to see the educational program that is underway to grow, and it's great to really, hopefully, have the organization make its presence felt as broadly as possible locally.
Hizmet means service, and that means that you actually put into action the words instead of just preaching, instead of self-congratulatory events, instead of pointing fingers outward.
A lot of times our interactions are superficial, and I think Gulen leads us into a deeper understanding, a deeper relationship with each other, and so I have nothing but admiration and respect for him and